and I use their facility just to perfect some of the moves that you're watching right now. And what they've done is they've taken a lot of things that have helped gymnasts over the years and transformed them into the action sports world. So we ride foam pits and we ride the ramps that have foam underneath but a plastic top. So in relative safety we can try the crazy tricks, but there's always a chance we can get beat up a few times.
Is there a holy grail of tricks? Because I'm not the biggest extreme sports person, but I remember when Tony Hawk, when he was doing the 900, that was like the holy grail of the skateboard tricks. Is there one in BMXing that hasn't been done yet?
There's a lot of tricks that haven't been done yet, and as for holy grail, I don't know what that is right now, but I think this year we're in for some more spectacular tricks coming from the greatest riders out there.
What's the Champions League final event of your sport?
It's got to be X Games here in LA and Do Tour finals. They're both as big as each other because anybody in the hunt for the Do Cup, it all goes down to the last one in Orlando. And the X Games, I mean, that's the biggest event we have in the summer.
I know your football is limited now to the Saturdays and Sundays, as we were saying in the break. But let's talk about Derby County, if we can just go back to that. Last year, obviously not a good year. 11 points in the Premiership over 38 games. Seriously, as a Derby County fan, and I'm wondering with your experience in that part of the country, do you think there's a stigma related to that season? That, I mean, it's going to take some doing to have a worse season. And I'm not picking on you. I'm just asking. We had, I'm trying to think who it was, Tom somebody from Derby County on Tom Glick, a couple of weeks ago, and we asked him about this, and he talked about the stigma that is Derby County, how they have to get out of the championship just to redo that.
I mean, Derby's had a turbulent career, and I think this is just another stumbling block that they've got to get over right now. I think with Nigel coming on board and following in his dad's footsteps, I think they've got all the right people in place, and it's just a confidence thing. I read the reports on Derby, and sometimes it just seems they fell back into their old ways like they did in the Premiership, going out there and not really giving it 100%, and when they do give 100%, they're awesome. They go out and they get the job done and everybody's happy, but right now they've really got to knuckle down, and maybe, I don't think it's going to happen this season, but for next year, they've really got to try and get back up to the Premiership, because they have one of the elite grounds in the United Kingdom, and it belongs in the Premiership.
Well, you take mid-table this year. You had your good cup run against United. You got the 1-0 win, which was spectacular. And then there was a cracking game, really, in the return leg as well.
I mean, the first half for Derby and the return leg was awesome. Just Robbie Savage on the pitch. He's got some attitude, but it's great to see. And with them already having a taste of Premiership football and being up against Man U, they knew what to expect. And with a whole new sort of line-up and a little bit more fire in their belly, they went into it and gave it all they've got. But you're playing the best in the world right now, and what do you expect? At some point you're going to get thrashed.
We had Robbie Savage on the radio show a couple of weeks ago, and I was actually remarkably surprised at how mild-mannered he is. He's actually a very, very polite, nice young chap who answers all your questions and goes, "Thank you."
Yeah. Oh yeah, underneath that bleach blonde hair is a pussycat.
And he's having a complete renaissance this year. I mean, they said he was done. Paul Jewell said he was done.
Yeah.
He's having a fantastic year for Derby.
You know what? And it's great to see. Just to see the Robbie Savage of old come back and play for Derby and just show his stuff. I'm sure it's so inspiring to the rest of the players out there that they just want to give it their all too.
Well, let's take some quick calls, and we'll see what you know about the Champions League. Let's go to Robert in Maryland. Welcome to the show, Robert. Robert?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. What's your question?
Hey, listen, I was going to ask you what you thought of the nutty Professor Arsene Wenger talking about the Sri Lanka attack on the cricket team, but being that you have the BMX guy on, Jamie, welcome to the show.
How you doing, mate?
And hey, listen, I'm an extreme dish spinner. Can I be on next week?
An extreme disc spinner? You mean like Frisbee?
No, like dishes.
Oh, Dishes!
Before we move on, can I just address that? I think you bring up a good point. The Wenger brought up about what happened with the Sri Lankan cricket team in Pakistan and the horrific events and the lack of security. I think Wenger makes a reasonably good point, especially with the Confederations Cup coming up this year and, of course, on a larger scale, the World Cup coming next year. And I wonder if Wenger, as nutty as he can be, isn't tapping into something that needs to be addressed. We're talking about the biggest sport on the planet, and we're talking about the biggest competition on the planet next year, and it would be awful if these kinds of people were able to infiltrate
Well,
it.
you know what, maybe we'll discuss that next week on the show. We've got to take a quick break. We're going to leave you with a very nice goal from Carlos Tevez.